today is the very first episode of Face Mask Friday. So I've been sitting on this idea for so long. You guys love my talks, and a lot of the knowledge that I have comes from. So I decided that it's only right for the very first Face Mask Friday to be with the queen herself. You got Ice and Mama Ice. For Face Mask Fridays, I definitely want this to be something that you guys can get advice. So you guys can send me things that you guys want advice on and say, okay, can you talk about this? I don't know what my guests will be on the Face Mask Friday, but most of the time it's most likely gonna be my mom. But we will switch it up sometimes. We will have different guests depending on what you guys want to talk about. But you can DM me anytime with anything that you want me to talk about, anything that you need advice on, and I will definitely make it something that we talk about. If I'm going to have a special guest, I'll ask you guys topics for Face Mask Friday. But overall, I just want this to be our little sister time. Even if you are a guy, sister brother time, sister to sister time if you guys are girls. Older sister to younger sister time, because you know I be giving my sister that sauce sometimes even though she's older than me. So whatever you guys want, whenever we have an opportunity to kind of talk. I know you guys like my videos just talking and giving you guys advice, so I want to give you more of that in a more structured kind of way. So I also know that you guys are obsessed with like the whole skincare thing, taking care of your skin, and I do face masks on Fridays by myself. So I was like, you know what, if I do this every Friday, why don't I just make it a thing for the channel? So every Friday when we do Face Mask Friday, we're going to try a different face mask. So me and whoever is here with me is going to try a different face mask. I'm going to start with face masks that I already use, and you guys can message me and tell me about what your favorite face masks are, or you can even comment them down below so that we can get more face masks so we have a new one every Friday. I think I will be doing this one Friday of every month, so definitely send in those topic requests and those face mask requests. So right now also we have the what do we call it? The coronavirus is causing everybody to social distance and kind of just be in the house. So we might do Face Mask Fridays every Friday if that's what we're feeling. I hope that everybody is staying safe. I hope that everybody is washing their hands, taking care of their immune system.
Take your elderberry.
The face mask that we're using today is a face mask that I personally use all the time. So I just want to share it with you guys, and it's a good place to start. So the face mask is this one by 𝐓𝐴 Moisture. It is 𝐓𝐴 Moisture African Black Soap Clarifying Mud Mask with tamarind extract and tea tree oil for blemish prone skin. This is one of my life-saving face masks. It's super light, but every time I use it I just feel like my skin is more fresh, my pores are more clean. So yes, we're going to be using this one today, and we're going to be talking about what's on the screen, how this lady right here feels about her kids being in relationships, and a little bit of other relationship advice. So we're going to put this face mask on.
How you put it on?
Just put your finger in it and go like this. We need the mirror.
Circular motion, or?
I don't think it matters.
So I wanted to address this topic because, you know, it's inevitable, it's gonna happen, and because of the business that I'm in, which is I'm an event planner and I specialize in weddings, I have that little sixth sense that kind of, you know, I can read people in a sense, you know. For all of my West Indian people, you know, when they say you have that gut feeling,
or your spirit don't take somebody.
My spirit don't take that one. You know, it's it's kind of something that, you know, I can't stress enough how important it is to listen to that gut feeling. And I feel like so far my gut feeling has been right on a lot of occasions, not just with significant others but with friends as well. So I've come to really trust it. I feel like before you enter any type of relationship, you should first be madly in love with yourself. You know, that's like the main thing. If you're not madly in love with yourself first, then don't even think about getting into a relationship with anybody, because if you cannot give them all of you, the best of you, then what's the sense? You know,
I agree with that.
A lot of times people are going through things. Everybody goes through things at some point of their life. You know, we're all dealing with something. Nobody is immune to, you know, so we're all dealing with something, you know. Different people will deal with different levels of crap, you know, so you're not immune to life, you know, but at the same time, be the best that you can possibly be for that person.
I agree.
You know,
I feel like a lot of people get in relationships and they blame everything that they've been through, or they blame their growing up for how poorly they treat the person that they're with. And if you genuinely can't love somebody, then I don't think that, even if you're with somebody who says that to you, who says like, oh, when I was younger, this is how my parents used to treat me, so this is how I act, like, that's no excuse. That's somebody who needs to heal before they're in a relationship. So I definitely do agree with, like, if any of us were to get in a relationship, like, she always says all the time, like, give that person your 100%, no matter what the situation is, no matter what, like, is happening, whatever caused the situation to happen, whether you wanted it to happen or not, you have to give that person 100%, because it's not fair to them for you to use whatever you're going through and whatever you're feeling to give them half-ass.
right? You know, there's a saying that says, you want to be in a relationship with somebody that you're both looking in the same direction, you know? I get the whole opposites attract, but for me, it's more of a, you should have a few things in common, because that is what's going to, you know, make the relationship grow. Yes, you want to be exposed to different things because that person, you know, in a way kind of fills in what you don't have, or exposes you to things that you mightn't ordinarily be exposed to. But at the same time, you want to be able to have a conversation with this person. You want to be able to, okay, we like the same things, so this is what we're going to do. Yes, we're going to explore different things, but it's very vital that you have some things in common. You know, beauty fades, you know, so you want to be able, as you grow older, to be able to sit down and have a meaningful conversation with this person.
Yeah, I agree. Like, opposites attract when like you're not being serious about being with somebody, because it's kind of like the rush of having somebody different from you. It's like, ooh, like, what do they like? What do they want to do? Like, I would have never done this before, but I might want to do it now. It's like an exploration kind of phase of your life. But once you think about somebody that you really want to be with long term, I definitely think that your fundamental characteristics should be the same. Like, you can't be, and excuse this from anybody who's religious, you can't be a Christian or a Baptist and then trying to date a Jehovah's Witness. Like, it doesn't work well, because, you know, at the end of the day, then it's like, what is going to happen when you want to have kids? What religion are your kids going to have? Are you going to be okay with your kids not celebrating birthdays and things like that? Those things do come into play when you're thinking about somebody long term. And then also, like, if you're somebody who hates roller coasters and then you're with somebody who loves roller coasters, and you refuse to get on roller coasters.
That's something you'll never share.
Exactly. You'll never be able to all go on roller coasters together. It'll never be like, damn, remember when we went on that roller coaster together? That was so fun. You'll probably be like, that was so fun. And the other person is gonna be like, I'm never doing that again in my life. Like, you scarred them for the rest of their life. So the fundamental things should definitely be the same. Like, you should definitely have a lot in common, and there always is going to be things that is different between you and somebody else. Like, it's given, but being so different, like good girl, bad boy kind of thing, is just like, it's fun to think about, but for serious things, it doesn't last long.
I feel like as you grow older, the things that you liked as a teenager changes as you get older. So where as a teenager you might like the bad boy type, you know, as you get older, it changes. Not for everybody, but, you know, for me it did. And, you know, it's you know, you get older, you want to take things, you know, slower. You don't want to always be, you know, go fast paced.
I feel like that's with food too, you know, like when you didn't like pickles when you were like 10, and now like you can eat pickles every day.
And always take notice of the little signs. Do not discredit the little signs that, you know, you see that a person might do and think, oh, they're, you know, that's gonna change, or, you know, pay attention.
There's certain things, like, even if it's something somebody's doing without knowing, that's how you know that that's not something that they're gonna change anytime soon, because it's a part of them. Like, if it's somebody who is always like generally rough, that person's always going to be like that, or they've always been like that. So for them to change that, you're going to have to give them a real good reason to change that, or they're not going to change that. And another big thing that I've learned is that people will act right for who they want to act right for.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
If you see a red flag, it's there for a reason, because people notice what they're doing a lot of the time. So if they genuinely don't care to fix something, it's because they knew they were doing it the whole time, and it's like, you're not worthy enough to them for them to change it. We look ridiculous, but it's okay.
I like to sit back and watch people in their own element, you know, sit back and watch, are they gonna open the door for you? Are they going to, you know, I like to watch people too, how they interact with their family, because we are so big on family that I like to watch how a person would react to certain things, you know, because we push the whole family values thing a lot. You know, sometimes we are a bit much, you know, but we do it with, you know, a lot of love.
Yeah. I feel like when I look at people, I don't necessarily look for somebody who's hella family oriented, because I'm not doing the fighting on Christmas. But I definitely do look for people who are what's the word, like, protective of their family. Like, you don't have to be super loving with your family and do everything with your family, but if you're just genuinely like, forget them, then that's kind of like a, are they doing something to you that you're saying that, or are you just someone who doesn't want to be around them? But yeah, you guys did ask for the whole relationship advice, but we're going to get a little bit more specific now about how you genuinely feel about your kids in relationships.
Well, I've been around enough people to, you know, get that whole gist of who they are, and I strongly believe in giving people a chance, you know, because for me, with the book I'm writing now, I'm on the chapter of diffusing the imminent threat, which is that person coming in. So automatically as a parent, well, for me, I'm gonna not like you. I'm going to automatically look at you as a threat that's coming in to steal my daughter, you know, and so it's all about getting to know you, getting to know your values, getting to know your intentions, you know, as far as, you know, where this is going, because I will sniff you out. You know, I have that gift.
My mom has that spidey sense, y'all. It's ridiculous. And it's so crazy because it's like every time I like somebody, her spidey senses go off. She's like, no, that person. Like, sometimes it doesn't. Like, sometimes I have to just run my course with people, but sometimes she gets it from the beginning where she's like, no. She's like, I could even just say their name, and she's like, that does not feel right to me. And then a couple of months down the line, it's like,
and it's not even about wanting to be malicious or you know, anything like that. It's a genuine feeling that I get that, you know, this person is not a good person, or this person isn't the right person. So I pride myself on that. So, you know, from past experience, I have not been wrong yet.
She has not been wrong yet.
And like I said before, it's not just about relationship. It goes back to friends as well, you know. And there's been a lot of people come in and out the door that, you know, their intentions were just not pure. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, but apart from all of that, it's about diffusing the threat, you know, and not looking at this person like you're coming in to steal my child from me, and more of looking at it as, hey, I'm actually gaining, you know, a son-in-law, you know, in a sense. So, you know, a lot of parents look at it as I'm losing instead of I'm gaining. You know, so for me, I'm trying to work on that. You know, because my kids are my life. They're very, very dear to me, and I protect them with everything in me. So you never want to see your kid hurt. You never want to, you know, but at the same time, you have to let them experience life, you know, so that they can learn and teach others, you know, because as far as this one goes, you know, her gift is all about reaching, you know, teaching, reaching, so that, you know, her stories can help someone one day. You know, I guess that's the purpose of us going through certain things in life, so that we can be a teacher, or we can be more sympathetic to someone that's going through, you know, the same things that we've been through. You know, we may appear one way, but, you know, we are human, and we do hurt, we do cry, we do go through, you know, a lot of shit. You know, so, you know, as time goes by, we take what we learn, and, you know, we pick up the pieces, and we have to first understand, like I said, being crazy in love with yourself first, you know, and then you can say, hey, I can give you a little piece of that love. You know, you have to have it first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and she's not lying, you guys. My family is like super protective over each other, and they're more protective over me because y'all see how I come on here and just put everything on the table for you guys. And that made them uncomfortable in the beginning too, because it's like, you're so open, like all these people have access to you. And my mom always is like, you have so much people that have so much access to you. But it's like, I love loving people so much that I just be doing it. And I have the spidey sense too, where I feel people out and I'm like, okay, this person is no good. But where
she doesn't always listen. She has been denying this thing for how long?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, you learn from it, you know, you learn the hard way from it, you know. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. But at the same time, you know, the scars that it is left, you have to heal from, you know? So I guess the process of healing is what makes you open and realize that, you know, what was, you know, what you can take away from that, you know? And it's not always bad, as bad as it seems. You know, they say there's always something good that comes out of something bad.
It's the balance,
You know, so...
There's not always like, it's not always like the end of the world if you go through something. Like I told you guys a while ago that I went through something that was like ridiculous. I never told the story because I just don't feel like, I'm never probably gonna tell that story just because I don't think it deserves a spotlight. But I went through that, and then for a while after that, I was kind of like, nobody talk to me, nobody touch me, nobody look at me, don't tell me you want to talk to me, don't like me. But that needed to happen, because before that I kept telling myself like, I need to take time to love myself, I need to take time to grow who I am as a person, and I never listened. I just kept seeing other people who I felt like needed or deserved all that love that I wanted to give, and I didn't realize that I needed to get hurt really bad to realize that I needed to give it to myself. So I don't regret it. I don't like be like, oh my god, that should never happen to me. So that's what she's saying, like when bad things happen, she's not trying to make all of us as her children dodge bullets, but unnecessary bullets. You know, God is gonna put stuff in our way anyways to learn. She can't protect us from everything, but she definitely does speak on that spidey sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
She definitely
I mean,
does.
I try not to hate everybody. I know hate is a strong word, but it's not, you know, not necessarily hate. But when you're in a relationship, there's a huge difference between being in love with somebody and loving somebody. You know, so once you get to that place where you're actually in love with somebody, you have to give them your best. You have to give them your best, you know. And I have seen instances where you know, in one of my kids where, you know, they tend to not fight for things that ought to be fought for, and you kind of interject because you know that this thing is something good for your child. So, you know, you don't want to be telling them what to do, or, you know, dictating how the relationship goes. But as a parent, when you stand back and you watch, you know, that this person makes your child happy, you know, and then they're willing to throw it away for, you know, little spats, it becomes no.
Yeah, that's one thing about her.
No, you're going to sit down. We're going to have a conversation, because I believe in communication. Communicate, please. Don't be afraid to say something because you feel like this other person is not going to accept it well. Please always speak your mind. Communication is key.
Yeah,
I learned first and foremost in any relationship. You have to, when somebody asks you what is wrong, do not say nothing. Okay? Please say, I don't want to talk about it right now. We can talk about it at a different time. You know, do not ever say nothing. Okay? Don't do yourself that injustice. Okay? Please fight for what you know is worth fighting for. You know, no relationship is perfect. There's not going to be a perfect one on the face of the earth.
Ever. Okay?
You're always going to have fights. You're always going to disagree. You're always going to have ruffles, you know. Please, if something makes you happy, fight for it. Okay?
I agree.
If the opposite is going on and something does not make you happy,
let that man go.
If a finger is ever laid, please
let that man go.
Okay? Please.
Yeah. Certain things, I feel like from personal experience, I've gotten to places where I didn't feel like fighting was necessary anymore. But that's because as a female, I mentally checked out a long time ago. So it's kind of like, we're arguing now, I'm not arguing with you. I already know that this relationship has gone to hell, so I'm not about to sit here and continue to argue with you when I've seen the red flags. I've seen how bad things can get. I've seen that it's not getting any better. So me sitting and talking to you and arguing with you is not gonna happen.
And keep repeating yourself. It's like when you keep repeating yourself on the same things over and over, that means that person is not receiving it. And if they don't receive it once, they don't receive it twice, they're not going to receive it at all.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think that that's a big thing. Like, people can say like, we talk and we're trying, but if the person, is apologizing for the same thing over and over again, them trying is them just trying to make you feel like they listen to you, so that you can be like, okay, we had a conversation, he listened to me, and then they go back to doing the same thing.
Please do not ever settle. Do not settle. There is too many good people out there that is worthy of your love to settle. It's gonna probably take some time. Do not be afraid to be alone either.
If you're afraid to be alone, then you need to go back to what we said earlier about giving yourself that 100% love before you give it to anybody else.
Yeah, please do not ever settle. You know, you find yourself in relationships where sometimes it's good, sometimes it's, you know, But if this relationship does not fulfill you 100% or even 98%, please.
There's like there should be a balance. Like, I've been thinking back on certain situations that I was in. When I think about all the good and I think about all the bad outweighs the good. And it's not like you want to say, oh, you never have nothing good to say about this person, because you do know genuinely that there were some times that were amazing. But if it's 5% amazing and 95% headache, that 5% amazing, those few seconds where you're not at each other's throats, or that few seconds where you're just happy or you feel at peace, and then the next
no bueno.
No.
Like I always tell you guys, you know, in every relationship you have to give 50-50. Whether it's your friend at school or it doesn't matter, you know. Whatever relationship you encounter, you have to give them 50%. It's not about, oh, you're the one always paying, or no, you can pay sometimes.
And it has to be like an effortless 50-50%. I don't feel like it should be forced. It shouldn't be like, okay, I paid, now you pay. It should genuinely be like the person saying, like, for me, I am somebody who, if I think of you, I'm going to get stuff for you. Like, if I know you need something and I'm in a place where I can get it for you, I'm gonna get it for you. And I'm not getting it for you because I'm like, okay, now he gonna feel back my 50%.
Right. Or you're looking for something in return.
It's just like, I genuinely care about you. I genuinely think you need this. I genuinely want to do this for you. And when you are feeling to genuinely want to do something for me, you will. I'm bad at taking gifts. I'm bad at letting people do things for me. So I could never expect the 50%. But that's why I say it should be effortless. Like, when it happens, you should still be surprised. Like, I'm still surprised every time somebody wants to buy me something or wants to do something for me, or actually, like, doesn't complain about trying to help me or something, because I'm like, oh, you really want to do this? Even though I know I probably try to give them the world already.
Right. Yeah. It's all about balance, you know, all about balance. If it does not feel right, then listen. You know, listen. Always put God first. Always pray about the things that you need clarity on. God will show you.
Absolutely.
You know, He will show you, but you have to have you know, you have to want this. You have to, you know, go into this, you know, saying, okay, God, I need your help. And, you know, don't ever feel like you're alone or you can't reach out, or, you know, there's always going to be somebody. I mean, we're here, you know. Please don't ever feel like you're going through something alone. You know, this is part of, you know, the platform that she has, you know, is that I'm here, you know, I'm here for you.
I really am.
To, you know, you might look at somebody and say, she's not going to understand. She, you know, her life seems perfect. No.
I understand a lot more than you guys think I do, because I've put myself through a lot of shit. Yeah,
this one especially, you know.
But that's why I think I was meant to go through all of these things, because I have unlimited amounts of answers, and I'm so at peace as a person that anything I tell you is like, it's not because like I'm like, oh, F that nigga, or whatever the case may be. It genuinely is like, I learned from this situation.
And it hasn't made you bitter.
Exactly, I'm not bitter at all. So, you know, if you guys ever need advice, I'm here for that. But I also, something you said just now that, praying. Guys, another big tip when it comes to relationships, if you aren't currently in one, stop praying for the person. Stop praying like that God is gonna send you your Prince Charming, and you know that you are acting the damn fool. Pray that God makes you what you need to be, so that you can have that person.
You can receive that love.
Because if you want to be with somebody who's perfect and you know you're damaged, you're going to mess that up. Yeah. Because people who are whole do not deal with foolishness. They see red flags and they say, I'm good. You need to heal. And not even on malicious timing. Like, somebody who is really a whole person will say to you, like, you are damaged and I cannot help you in this place that you are in. And they will go their way.
And allow them to have that, you know. Don't be like, oh, but I can change and I can be better. You know, when somebody tells you what they need, listen.
That's a big thing.
You know, listen. And don't be trying to change their mind on what they want and what they need for themselves.
Absolutely. That's a big thing. You don't want to force anything on anybody. The beginning stages of whatever a relationship is going to be should feel effortless. it should feel like you're kind of just going with it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't feel like you're forced to talk to them. Like a lot of people have a fairy tale in their minds and they try to force somebody into that fairy tale. They try to force them into, okay, well, couples are supposed to sleep on FaceTime every night. Yeah. So you want to sleep on FaceTime every night and you don't even have no real connection with that person.
Make your own rules.
Or they're like, okay, we're supposed to talk every minute of every day.
Do what feels right for
exactly,
you.
go with the flow. When you feel like you want to speak to that person, when that person feels like they want to speak to you, if you guys are both flowing with it, it'll like, what is it? It'll naturally just mesh. It'll naturally, everything will just fall into place.
Yeah.
And it will be mind-blowing how naturally it falls into place. But you have to make sure that number one thing that we started this whole conversation with is that you're whole. You have to be whole as a person. I've seen the big difference between Ice, who is not whole, and Ice, who is whole.
And take the time. Take as long as you need to be that whole person. You know, don't put a timeline on, oh, I need to, no.
Don't say I'm gonna give myself a year and then, like sometimes I like say to myself, like I look back at how long like I really took not speaking to anybody, not giving anybody my time, and never in that time that I say, oh, I want a boyfriend. Like I genuinely spent time with myself, and now I'm at the point where I don't even say that. I don't even say, oh, I'm ready for a boyfriend or I want to have a boyfriend. I'm genuinely like, okay, now I'm ready to be in a place that whatever happens happens. But before it was like I'm craving somebody. I want a person. And if you're genuinely focused on whatever you're doing in your life and you're genuinely happy with where you are, you'll never crave another human being. I don't feel like that's ever gonna be something. Somebody might completely complete you once you're with them and once you get to know them and once you guys are in love, but in the beginning stages, it still shouldn't be like, oh, I'm talking to this person, I can't live without this person. Then that's how you know you need to exit the situation and go back to spending some more time with yourself.
Right. Right, for sure.
So my camera is about to die, you guys. So before the camera dies, I just want to say that this was an awesome conversation.
Yeah.
We dropped some
one of many to come.
Exactly. One of many to come. So if you guys love this video, please drop that down in the comments below. Drop down topics for our next Face Mask Friday and whatever guests you guys want to see on Face Mask Friday besides, you know, this lovely woman. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to do so and hit the little notification bell so you can get notified when I post. I will see you next video. Later!